Hey everyone, Caleb with Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys and answering the question of why I personally don't keep a huge inventory for my eBay store. So, full disclosure, right now I am actually keeping my eBay store at or under 200 listings. So I can go up to like 250 with the current membership thing for eBay sellers that I have. I am really running my business a lot lower than what I have been doing in the past, and that's for a lot of reasons. So, for one reason is I am not trying to take up a whole lot of area for storage. It's not something I'm really interested in doing, is storing 65 million books right now, because I am working on moving. I've mentioned this in other videos, and it's still something that's in the works. I found the town I'm going to. I am excited for this. I have a lot of things that I'm going towards that thing going on. So there's all that. I'm getting ready to move. But just in general, I don't normally like to have my book eBay business have a whole lot of inventory, and that is for other reasons besides me moving. So for starters, when I keep a smaller inventory, it makes it easier for me to find these books, because my organization that I have right now isn't the best. It's not optimized for the book business right now. It's more or less like just scattered and terrible. Not too scattered. There is organization, but it's not as good as what it could be, and it's because of my getting ready to move. I haven't really focused too much on organizing. But when you have a whole lot of books, you really need to organize, and you need to organize very well. I have organized a lot in the past. I can find all my books easy cheesy right now, but there is that entire side of things, is once you have a lot of books, it takes a lot to organize it. Besides that, you have storage. So for me, I use my basement in my house, and I store all my books down here. It's really simple, it's really easy. However, there is a downside of it's in the basement, so I have to do a lot of stairs going up and down and up and down and up and down, and when you're dealing with hundreds of pounds of books, guys, boy, let me tell you, that's a workout. So there's that too. It's not just because I don't have the space. It's a lot of walking up and down. So for me, when I get my place and I'm living out where I'm moving, I will have my entire book business on the first level of my house. Hopefully I'll get like some sort of loading dock set up once I get that going, because I don't see why not, because I'm going to have the space. But that's something that I will be doing, and I will be adding to my inventory a lot once I have that set up. But I'm still not going to have a big inventory for my business, and that leads me to the next reason why. And the next reason why is I don't want a whole lot of like dead weight. I don't want anchors holding my business down. I want to always have my inventory flipping. I want it moving. I don't want to be sitting on 10,000 books that I've been holding on to for 6 years. So for me right now, I have about 200 listings right now. Those 200 listings probably represent maybe 400 books, 500 books maybe, of what's listed. I have another maybe 200 books that aren't listed right now that I need to list. I've been putting that off because I've been busy with other things. But that's a lot of books, guys, and that's a lot of listings. And at the end of the day, I don't want to have so many, because not all those books are selling very quick. Some of them sell overnight, some of them take a week, some of them take a month. But a couple of them, I want to say 3 books now that I've been hanging on to since I started my business. I would have said 4, but I actually just sold one of those like 3 days ago or something like that. So that was pretty nice to be like, hey, good riddance, I don't want to see you ever again. Which I think was sort of funny, because like that book I originally started at like, I want to say like $12, and then I ended up selling it for like 7, something like that. $7, guys. I don't sell like any books for $7 like ever, because I don't see the point. It's a waste of my time, waste of my money, all that sort of stuff. It was funny, I was joking to my dad, and I was like, yeah, so I finally sold that book after how much gas it takes to drive to the post office. I'm going to be break even. Yay! It was just funny to finally be like, don't want to see this book ever again, and I will not be buying that book ever again. And the only reason why I had it this whole time was because I didn't have my whole rule set in place that I mentioned. I'll be linking a video right there actually about this. But I have a new rule that I made for myself a couple of years ago of I don't sell books under like $15. And the reason for that is because I end up sitting on those books under $15 for like a long time. I don't know why. I don't know what's up with the $15 price market, but like anything under 15, like it will not sell for some weird reason, and that's just what I found. And for me, I like to have my average sale price be where it is right now, of $70 is my average sale, and I don't personally list books anymore that are under $45 a piece. So because of that new rule, I actually am going to see my average sale really increase. Like that price is going to increase a whole lot. I don't have enough data just yet to tell you guys what that new set is. And with the recession coming and all that sort of stuff, and with me moving, it really puts a lot of weird kinks into my average. But that is something that I am working on, is raising my average sale price. And another reason for that raising the price is I don't want to have all that inventory. Like I've said this before, I'm saying it again, I don't want the large inventory because it's just a lot more stuff to go through. It's a lot more filing, it's a lot more storage, it's a lot of space that I don't need to take up. And guys, I know I'm talking about books. That's not much storage area, but I mean, if I'm hanging on to like 400, 4,000, 4 million books that aren't selling, I mean, what's the point of hanging on to them? It's not doing anyone any favors. And a lot of these books that aren't selling because they're not worth much, they're not rare, and honestly, they're not that cool. For me, I'm doing this business because I want to save those rare, I want to save those antique, and I want to save those really cool books. And I love selling those. It's something I'm more passionate about. Whereas these ones that I end up hanging on to and just not selling, it's like, this book isn't even that cool in the first place. Why'd I buy this book? And a lot of these books that I'm hanging on to still are ones that I bought early on just because I was like, I can make $1, I can make $2. And now I'm like, I'm not going to put in all this work for $1, $2. I'm putting in work for $40, for $100, for $2,000. I'm putting in work for that. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what the books that I find are the coolest. It's not just cool because it's making money, but these books are so cool for me because they're so rare. And it's like, wow, do you know where I found this book? It's because I found it here and there, and I get to tell these stories about all these different things. And so many of these books that don't sell, they don't have much of a cool story anyway, so it's like, I don't see the point. And that's another reason why I don't like having the big inventory. Besides all that, though, is at the end of the day, eBay, they charge you for having large inventories of things listed. So you might end up paying. So for me, I'm on the basic starter pack right now because that's where my business is right now, with me scaling down to move out. Right now I'm down here, and that's all I want. I don't want to be paying a whole lot of money to have listings of books that aren't selling, because I have seen, and I still see, quite a few books on eBay and different listings for different things, and it lets you see on the information, or if you have looked at it before, you'd be like, this person's been trying to sell this book for 7 years, which means they are paying that eBay listing fee for 7 years. They're paying like the membership thing to have books like this listed for 7 years. Like, you could be burning money, like literally burning money basically, to have these books listed for no reason. So that's another reason why I like to have my inventory as low as I can, because I don't want to have books just sitting there for the sake of sitting there and wasting money. I am buying books to sell my books. There are other books that I'm buying to like collect on my own, but that's a totally separate thing. That's not my book business. And for you guys, you really need to think about this as well. Are you buying a bunch of books just to buy a bunch of books and try to make $1 on each one? Or are you buying these books because you want to make some good money? For me, since I made the change from I'll make $1 or $2 on these books to I want to make at least X many dollars on a book. So for me right now, it's like I want to make at least $40 for a book. Since I made that change, I've been a lot more profitable. My hourly wage that I would pay myself has increased greatly. So my hourly, when I run my business, is at least $100, upwards to several $100, depending on what books are selling at that day, what kind of books I'm finding, all that sort of stuff. And that includes me driving from one side of my state to the other side of my state, which is a long time, like over 8 hours, because I live in Oregon. It's a big state, size of France, I guess I've been told. Is a pretty big area. I drive all that, and even with all that driving, I still have my hourly wage when I'm doing this business be $100 or better an hour, which is fan-stinking-tastic. And for you guys, if you guys run your business like I do, and if you subscribe below, and at the end it'll have a link there, you guys can see how I run my business. It's all free, to all the information for that. But like, if you guys run your business like me, and if you like do everything I do, your profit margins are going to be pretty high, your profit per item is going to be pretty high, and you aren't going to have a whole lot of inventory, because it takes a lot of hunting to find these books, which leads me to the last thing on why I don't keep a big inventory. And it's because I hunt so much to find these books. I am not buying every single book at a sale. I'm not buying every single antique book at a sale, however much I'd like to. Like, it hurts to not buy some of these, but I don't buy all the ones, because I am buying those expensive ones that I know I can sell, that I know are good value, all these sorts of things. And that's something that I think you guys should do as well, because we're not here to sell every single book in the universe, because it takes a lot of time to list books. It takes a whole lot of weight to like put all your books in your car. Like for me, I would fill my car. I used to drive a sedan, now I got a pickup truck, but I fill it from back to front, passenger seat loaded, every other seat loaded. It's like, this is a lot of books. This is a lot of listing. This is hours and hours of listing. And if you guys are buying every single book and listing every single book, that's hundreds of hours spent and wasted. Like, even if you're making $1 or $2, and even if it takes 2 minutes to list, yeah, you might be making a okay wage. But if you cut out all of these just random ones, you're actually making yourself a lot more money, because you aren't just buying these books and listing these books and putting in like $1 worth of time. You're putting in that time to list it, to buy it, to move it, to ship it, and then also you have people asking questions about these books. I find that the people that are buying these $15 and under books, they will ask so many more questions than people buying expensive books. For some reason, I don't know why, but they will ask so many questions, and so many of them don't end up converting. I don't know why that is, but that's just something I found, and that's actually another reason why I got rid of those lower end books, is I just did not make enough money. And with all that said though, I mean, you guys, I am sure, can make your own business. If you guys are watching this, you probably have your own business. And I'm sure lots of you guys like the whole $1 and up or $1-ish profit margin sort of thing. For me, though, I do not like that. It's not my thing. I put in too much work to only make $1 on a book. As I mentioned earlier, I'm like, wow, I'm gonna break even on this book. This was a waste of time. Like, for me, I literally think it's a waste of time if I don't make X much amount of money. Like, yeah, I might save a book here and there, and that book might be worth enjoying because it's like I saved this 1 or 2 books, and like I might have a couple that I deviate from my normal rules, but by and large I'm not buying these low-end books because there's not enough money. It's a waste of time as far as I'm concerned, because I want to have my hourly be $100 or better and all these sorts of things. So I hope this video really helped. I hope it opens up a couple ideas for you guys. I'd love to hear if you guys try this out, what your experience is, because for me, literally my profitability shot through the roof as soon as I started implementing some of these rules. So with all that said and done, I'd love to see you guys in another video, so subscribe, check out those other ones, and I'll see you then.